Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and we're back here at ChannelCon 2026, Technology Reseller News podcast. I'm very pleased to have with us Anthony Pombal and Mark Kroll. Anthony Pombal is with CloudFest, and Mark Kroll is with MSP Global. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
So the topic is going to be CloudFest Americas 2026. Let's get right into it. What is that?
So CloudFest Americas, it's an event that is taken from CloudFest that's held in Europe, in Europa Park in Germany. And it's a big festival bringing together CSPs, web agencies, web hosters, the MSP market, and also corporate IT. So we'll be hosting November 11th to the 12th at the Ice Palace Studios in Miami this year, bringing together the North American and Latin American markets.
Why should I go?
If you're looking to source new products, services, we have a great exhibit floor. We also have the 5 audiences that I just mentioned. So it's a great way to connect. We're going into our second year. We're anticipating 2,000 attendees. It's also co-located with NamesCon, which is part of the domain space. So yeah, there's a great convergence on the cloud side and also the domain space.
And Mark, you wanted me to call out that you're with a company called MSP Global.
Yeah, MSP Global. There's a relationship there. They're part of a family company that has several events. Anthony could probably rattle off the names, but MSP Global is a sort of a variation on CloudFest in the sense that it also brings in a lot of service providers, whether IT service providers, MSPs, MSSPs, consulting practices, etc. But it's in Barcelona, Spain. I actually went to my first one last year, and maybe a little bit too raving a fan, but I went there and I experienced, we'll call it a platform vendor agnostic event that felt more like it's quite a party. It was a festival, as you described, an experience where at the end of the day, I learned a lot about a lot of products, technology, thought leaders sharing ideas, experiences, hard lessons. And I was immersed in a community event, all under this umbrella being a trade show in Barcelona. And it was an ecosystem experience that I hadn't seen in a while, having been in the channel for more than a year or two. To see that happen in an agnostic environment and actually learn something at the same time while having fun was kind of cool. So CloudFest is one of the sister organizations that I love what Anthony's doing here in America, is bringing the whole same concept here.
So break it down. Let's go through the different lists of different people that would come. So one of the things that I'm guessing is you're still it's in November. You probably are still have some space open for people that want to exhibit.
Absolutely.
So why would somebody want to exhibit? Who would you be exhibiting to? What would your goal be?
Yeah, so if you're a hardware provider, provide SaaS, develop software, you definitely want to exhibit at CloudFest.
So who are Joe and Jane attendees that you would be marketing to at the show?
So CSPs, what's unique about CloudFest Americas, we capture the alternative CSP space. And what that is you have your hyperscalers and you have 30% of the market that we cater to. So that alternative space where you're looking for alternative solutions. Web agencies, so these are the agencies that are doing front-end and back-end development. And then your hosting providers. We're also bridging with the MSP market as well, because there's a lot of conversions happening there. And then also corporate IT. So IT companies that are coming from small to mid-sized businesses, and also some enterprise as well that are looking for alternative solutions.
How is CloudFest unique?
Very unique.
So it's not your typical event. So it's a festival. So we really festivalize the entire experience, and we really take it from our European event. This year in CloudFest Americas, what makes us unique and a little different, we have a server throwing competition. We have a giveaway. We have a domain auction. We really do activations specifically to the city. So it's going to be in the Wynwood district, which is part of the arts area. So we'll bring in a graffiti artist and do a live mural. So we really take the experience to a different level. And then also on the content side of things, it's a little cutting edge. It's a little very forward thinking. So we really try to stay on top of a lot of new ideas. But just the interaction, the community building, the relationships is very different from many other events.
So, Mark, are you still looking for people to speak or host panels?
I'm not responsible for that part, but I'm certainly keeping my eye out. We have a new section we've added to it. There's what we call the Florida room, and that is kind of a birds of a feather type track where we bring in different community aspects. So thought leaders, we used to talk about content. A lot of the content is thought leadership. That's having been on the other side of the channel for so long. I'm not in the events business. I always come to events, and when I see thought leadership, when I see vendors and or experts, industry experts sharing ideas and experiences based upon what they've done wrong or what works versus just selling a product, I love those. That's the kind of content I gravitate towards. So we're doing a community forum session, an entire room dedicated specifically to get anywhere from 20 to 80 people together that want to share thought leadership around managed services, service provider community, what the vision of that looks like in convergence to the cloud ecosystem. That's just one of the sections in there. I know there's going to be conversations around risk management, how insurance is involved, regulations, et cetera, as it relates to service providers. We might even sprinkle some AI in there. Go figure. Would that be a new topic?
Can't believe it.
Yeah, Anthony touched on the server throwing contest. Don't let that skip by. They actually have a server throwing contest. I can't make this up. They had an entire area cordoned off. There were sponsors. There were different weight classes, ages, genders, all lined up to throw servers as far as they could. And they took it seriously. I'm talking like dressing alike and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
It comes from our German event. So we're continuing the legacy, 4 different categories. We have about anywhere from 8 to 10 participants per category. But it's very lively, very interactive. We create an entire arena on premise where contestants can throw the server the furthest. But it's a very big draw.
Yeah, if you've ever slept in a data center like I have, and you didn't want to be there, you don't understand why throwing a server feels good.
Satisfying.
So there's a shared experience. Let's get back to the attendees. The profile of the attendees are channel partners, or I'm sorry, are cloud providers.
Correct.
And are there other people that you're looking at?
So we have web agencies, as I mentioned. We have hosting providers, MSPs, and then we also have the corporate IT.
I see.
Yeah.
And the MSP side, I would say it really does lean towards MSPs that are forward thinking, that recognizing that the services related to cloud, which there really isn't any that aren't, but when they're making that a specific part of their practice and they're enveloping not just things that have an IP address locally, but the services beyond the typical email hosting, spam filtering, things like that. And they're getting into the domain hosting space, getting into the agentic AI and outsourced AI, HubSpot management, things like that. Those MSPs would find value in the tracks that are there for sure.
Let's drill down on the MSP level since we are at ChannelCon.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to the MSP community, the MSPs and channel partners that are here this week at ChannelCon 2026? Why should I go to Miami in November?
Mark?
Oh, well, I will say that we have been told, and gosh, we can't hold them to it, but GTIA will also be there, both in content and their team will be representing. It was announced on stage, so I can say that GTIA EMA has formed a alliance partnership with MSP Global, which we're excited about. They recognize that they both work equally to serve the community and ecosystem agnostically to make it better. The rising tide rises all boats. So GTIA members that believe in the power of community, that we evolve together, we rise together and fall together, they would find that same shared experience for the most part at a CloudFest event.
So as we close up our brief podcast, and guys, thanks for taking time out of the busy show to talk to me. Make your best pitch. Why do I need to put this on my calendar for November?
November 11th to the 12th, Ice Palace Studios in Miami. This is where it's a big convergence of, I would say, the entire, we could sort of say, tech community.
Yeah.
Where you're going to meet an array of partners, clients, new clients, You're going to develop new relationships, but most importantly, it's a unique experience where once you experience CloudFest, you'll most likely be returning the following year.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I really want to thank you for joining me today. Where can we learn more about CloudFest Americas?
You can check us out at cloudfest.com/Americas, and also cloudfest.com, which is our main channel, but you'll be able to provide or get more information on all of our events there.
MSPglobal.com would be MSP Global's information for Barcelona. And if you haven't been to Barcelona, Spain, my first time last year, yeah, just go for that if nothing else.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. I'm looking forward to that event.
Thank you.
Thank you.